Howdy, fellow YouTubers. My name is BobStraitFTW, and I have had a lot of microphone problems. But onward and outward, this is a very first impressions of Battlefield Hardline. I so far only have about an hour in the game, and I haven't really had time to experience a whole lot, but I have noticed a lot of key features that you may or may not want to know. So first off, this is the beta. Do note that anything can change. Today is February 4th. I've recorded this video 4 times already, and I can't just get it right. So, if we hit the multiplayer button, this is all the things that you have to deal with. Battle packs are not a fairly new thing, but you can now buy them with in-game cash, and I'm guessing that you can buy in-game cash with real-world money, so yay! This game, I feel, was made for microtransactions. Virtually made for microtransactions. The cash part of this game does offer some usability when it comes to weapons and adds some really awesome things to the game that this game really needed, such as, say that you wanted the Cobra sight, you know? You would have to get battle packs and may or may not get an attachment that you want for that gun. And you can get 500 kills with that gun before you get what you want. Say that I wanted to unlock something for my RO933, just go in here and buy it. I don't have to wait. I don't have to do anything like that. And the way that battle packs work is you unlock the ability to unlock a whatever, such as if I go to my inventory, you'll notice that I have all these keys, right? I could use one of these to unlock that attachment for any gun. I do like this system because it allows you to unlock stuff for a gun that you use instead of random stuff. Not to mention that, say that you don't want it anymore, or you know that you're never going to use it, you can sell it over there, hit square, for $150. No, I don't want to sell that because I want to use it later. But check this out. They give you different kinds of XP boosts for doing certain things. I kind of like this, and another way I kind of don't, but it does orient a way to help boost your XP in no way, shape, or form, because this is more for doing a specific thing than doing everything. I'm not a big fan on that. It feels like that they're just adding stuff in to add stuff in. I don't really feel the need for this. Not to mention that boosts only last for 30 minutes now, or at least the 25% ones do. We can go to customize, and you can actually customize your character before you go in the game. This was heavily needed by this franchise and is by far one of the things that needed to be added to the game. I completely went blank on what I was talking about. Customization slots. So you got your, you got your operator, mechanic, enforcer, professional, basically medic, engineer, support, recon. But here's one of the bigger changes that I've noticed. The professional or the sniper no longer carries around the spawn beacon. And I really do like the spawn beacon. Now the engineer now carries around this thing called a satellite phone, which is the spawn beacon. Now I'm not sure how this will play out in the game, and it seems like everything that's good in this game can only be used by the engineer, which really sucks because the engineer has the grenade launcher, they have the sat phone, this little thing called a sabotage device. This thing is great, by the way. I haven't used it, but I heard it's one of the greatest things in the game. And the armored insert. What does everyone else have? Well, the enforcer has ammo, a ballistic shield, breaching charge. I mean, I guess these are cool things, but the mechanic definitely takes the cake when it comes to really cool gadgets. Now, so far, I've only really put time into operator, so that's what I'm going to be playing today. Something that they 100% ripped off from Call of Duty is this camo scheme. If you get 250 kills, you get a silver-plated camo, and if you get 500 kills, you get gold-plated. What's next? Platinum? Diamond? Come on. Now, I'm seeing a lot of endgame content here, such as this and this. These are like camos that no one would ever use on, no sane person would use on their gun, but they cost $500,000 each. I have well over like an hour and a half or something, and I've only made about 80,000. And so this is stuff that you're going to want to buy at the end of your Battlefield career, I would say. Or you can spend $20 and get 2 million now. But that's just me guessing on whether or not they're going to put that stuff in the game. I would be surprised if they didn't. One thing that they did fix that was in the closed beta, this survivalist package no longer revives you from bullets. And what this means is that the survivalist gadget is the ability to revive yourself. And this only works if you get run over or exploded. If you look right here, it says you'll be given the opportunity to revive yourself from a rolled kill or an explosive attack. It does not bring you back from deaths caused by bullets, fire, gas, melee stun, or falling damage. Kinda useless in the majority of situations. But say that you're playing solo, don't really want to feel like dicking around with all these other stuff, you could go with the survivalist package. One of the other big things that they really need to implement, they need to combine these two, the zip line and the grappling hook. Why would I use these when I could use a revive or the survivalist package or even the gas mask or even the stunt driver? They really do need to combine these two, and I feel like it would be a better game for it because there's no advantage over picking one. The moments in time that one of these would be viable is like 1 in every 50 deaths. I guarantee it. And if you were to combine them, people would use them more often. It feels like they're just throwing crap in. Not to mention that usually when you need a grappling hook or a zip line, there's usually one sitting there right next to you. Now, something really cool that they did do with this game is they added blunt objects. One of the really cool things with blunt objects, I'm not 100% sure if it'll do it with the sharp objects, such as the knife, but with blunt objects, you can whack people in the face. There is no counter baseball bat or counter sledgehammer. So when you come up behind someone and use the baseball bat or the blunt objects, you whack your dude to the ground and then you can interrogate them. And what that does is it'll spot everyone in the area. And it is a great mechanic and I really do like it. Now, one of the things that I wasn't too keen on, but since I've learned more about it, this has become a useful mechanic, is this reputation. Now, I'm not sure if it resets if you die or if everyone dies, but it just seems to be on and off quite often. But this is your progression system, and like in Battlefield 4, where you could pick your squad perks as like a group, it just automatically does these. Say when you get to the next level, you get to choose extra magazines or fast climb. Then when you get to the next level, you get to choose fast ready or healing upgrade, depending on the situation that you're in at the time. So that way you can choose in the middle of the game depending on what is going on, what you're trying to go for, what weapons you're using, based on a whole bunch of different scenarios where you'd want fast climb or extra magazines. Usually I go with extra magazines, but I feel like fast climb would be a better decision in the majority of things because in this game there is a lot of climbing, there's a lot of vertical gameplay, and I feel like that would be a better choice a lot of the time. So this is the rep thing that I was talking about. If I press and hold R1, I can choose between extra magazines or fast climb. Extra magazines or fast climb. I'm gonna go with fast climb for now. But we're not getting into that. This is just the first impressions telling you what I think of the game. And one of the other things that they did, they added Molotovs, and they are great, so I hear. And they also added gas grenades, which are pretty freaking cool because it completely suppresses your enemy. And if you put that in the middle of an objective, they're gonna be like, I can't see, and then you just murder them. It's all good. So let's get to what you probably want to know about. We're gonna go play a game. Now, right now, the server browser sometimes isn't working. It's probably working now, but wasn't working earlier. So we're going to use Quick Match and we're going to play the new game mode called Heist. So in Heist, there are 2 objectives that the bad guys have to go and steal. It's usually in a bank vault. You take these objectives and take them to 3 designated helicopter spots and you get to choose which one you go to. If those choppers are shot down, that objective can no longer be used. And if you get them to all of the objectives and all of the helicopters get destroyed, then the game will randomly pick between Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie. You'll notice that Charlie isn't on the map right now, and that's because I joined late, but that means that they've already taken out that specific helicopter. So the reviving mechanics in this game are pretty much the same. I carry around the defibs, but if you're a bad guy, it's this little EpiPen thing. I just killed 2 people, so that was fun. This gameplay on this game type does feel a lot like what I would say Modern Warfare 3 feels like, to be honest. But outside of this gameplay, this game does feel like a Battlefield game, and I didn't think this game was going to feel like a Battlefield game. Everything that I had played before felt like Call of Duty. This game type particular, when it's just a giant cluster fadoodle, and there's just, you know, it's all inside. I'm not a big fan of that, although it is quite fun, even though I'm not a fan of it. I'll give it that. But if you were looking for the next Battlefield game, this game actually feels like a Battlefield game, and I really do like it, at least gunplay-wise. When it comes to the vehicles, it's kind of iffy, but gunplay-wise, this does feel like a Battlefield game, and on the other game modes, such as the one, I forget exactly what it's called, but the objectives are basically cars. And to cap the objective, you have to get in the car and start driving. I got killed by a laser trip mine. Yay! Once you drive at a certain speed for a certain amount of time, you actually cap that objective. That's a really cool game type. I really do enjoy that game type. One thing that I'm not a fan of is that the left stick does everything in the spawn menu. You use the left stick to select vehicles along with objectives, and it can be pretty confusing at times. So I can't exactly show you right now, but in the spawn menu in Battlefield 4, you could select the objective with the left stick and then select the vehicle with the right. If you didn't know that, I'm glad I could help you. But as I said before, the left stick does everything, so it selects both the vehicle and the objective, which I'm not a fan of because it can be really confusing when you're trying to play a game, trying to spawn on something, and you end up spawning in a vehicle. So that is definitely something that they really do need to change. Now, something else that is really cool is that they did keep the options settings for the gameplay, the advanced options. And what you can do in the advanced options, you can do this in Battlefield 4 as well. But you can come down and change just about anything in the game. I made my map a little bit bigger because I was having a hard time seeing it. You can change how everything looks. It's very customizable when it comes to the settings of this game. I really am glad that they added this to the game. This was needed in Battlefield 4, and when they added it, I hooped and hollered. Something else that'll probably not pertain to a whole bunch of you is the colorblind setting, the deuteranopia. That does not help at all for someone like me who has deuteranopia. I actually find that the normal colorblind mode off, that actually works a lot better with my specific kind of deuteranopia. And it's just I had this turned on for like the first 30 minutes of playing, and I had a very hard time. Is this a good game? I would say yes. Would I buy it? I'm gonna buy it because I really do like Battlefield, and anything that Battlefield has to offer, I'll usually buy it. I think whether or not this ends up being a good game is how they implement the money system. I really do hope stuff doesn't cost as much as it does now. It feels very, very grindy, and I do feel that some game types offer a lot more money in a shorter amount of time than other ones, and I really do hope that they end up balancing some of that stuff out, because it's just overall, it's too much right now, and I feel like it was built to be a free-to-play that you pay for. Free-to-play games, you know, they have the whole grindy style of gameplay where you gotta do stuff. If you want this, you gotta work your ass off for it. Now, that's not really the aspect in this game, but I do feel it is a little bit too grindy. It's how they implement the money system. If you can go out and buy money, I'm not really, I'm not big on that. I could see how that could be useful to someone who doesn't like to play these games a lot, but still wants to have the full experience. And, you can basically buy your way through a weapon or through a whole bunch of stuff, but this game still does require you to unlock a lot of things, and to be honest, I think this is going to be a great game when it eventually comes out. There's still some pretty bad glitches in the beta right now, and of course, I've reported some of them. There's still a little bit of rubber banding that'll probably be fixed by launch, and overall, this is a good game, and I would suggest it to anyone who liked previous Battlefield games. That's all I really have to say on the subject. It's a good game. Whether you take my opinion awesomely coolio or not awesomely coolio, take it how you will. That is pretty much all for now. If you have any questions, please leave your question in the comment section below. If you made it this part of the video, please put the word Moonbach in your comment in the comment section below so that I know that you watched the video all the way to the end and are the best viewer and a subscriber ever. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Really help me and my channel out. Don't die! Breaking the fourth wall, son! Oh, man. Well, that was a great game. Howdy, fellow YouTubers. My name is BobStraitFTW, and I have had a slew of microphone problems. Howdy, fellow YouTubers. My name is BobStraitFTW, and Another thing that won't pertain to a whole lot of you is that the colorblind